People don't believe me, but these are all seagulls that come to the golf course early in the morning, and by the time the players get here, they're gone. Got my golf outfit on to work my shift at Bill Wright. Today starting, we had the men's group, and that makes it so easy on me. I can get the place cleaned up and I don't have to be working too hard. And I thought I would just kind of bring you along for what's been going on. First of all, let me go get my board and tell you some of the stuff that we want to get done this summer and some of the progress. So, I don't know if this is going to focus, but right here in orange is 70th birthday trip for Karen, and we booked it. So I get to put a little mark because we booked it. And we're going to go for just 3 days. We rented a bigger place than normal, and we're going to take our dog to Cannon Beach. So that's Karen's birthday, and we booked it. And that'll be in August. Now, some of the other things that we wanted to do was we wanted to get our wheels done. And we've done like half of it. We met with the attorney, she got the documents, but let me tell you where we're stuck. I need a personal representative because I really don't have anybody in my family that I want to burden with dealing with my death. And Karen and I both believe that we need a personal representative in case we both die at the same time, because we don't want anybody in the family to have to deal with selling the house and getting rid of our stuff. So we're still working on that. We met with a company and they wanted you to have like $50,000 ahead of selling the house, which I thought companies would sell the house and then pay themselves, but this one didn't want to do that, so we're meeting with some other ones. And the other thing we did was we checked out, we went on a tour, so I'm going to mark this one, check out Panorama. I'm going to mark that as complete. We went on a tour of Panorama, and Panorama is kind of a continuing care place. And Karen and I don't have any children. And so what are we going to do when we get old? Who's going to take care of us and what are we going to do? So Karen and I went to Panorama. Karen's sister has already moved there. Starting our Panorama trip with a stop at the donut store. Panorama has lots of housing options. There's apartments, there's single homes, there's duplexes. I think what we would like is a single home to start or a duplex.
Summer turning cold, baby's growing old. I'm buying every mood I want. Revolution for a change, play to lose the game. A weekday turned to holiday.
I'm feeling the mood, I'm feeling the mood, I'm feeling that my heart has changed. I'm feeling the vibe, I'm feeling the vibe, I'm feeling the legal pace.
I got freedom underneath the blue full moon. Feels eternal. I know it could be gone too soon. I got freedom underneath the blue full moon. Feels eternal. I know it could be gone too soon. Should I turn it off or should I let it hurt? I wanna hear the 3 mile town. Moments of a life, look at me space is full.
I'm feeling the
Here's an example of a single home with a 2-car garage, and it is just one example. All the houses are different, and if this came available and you were at the top of the list, you could say, yes, I want it, and then maybe it would be yours. It depends on, you know, who all wants it. But this is a 2-bedroom. It has an office. We like that. It has a nice kitchen and a place for like eating at the kitchen, or you could have a dining area. Here's the back patio, and they take care of all the grounds, and each backyard looks different, each living room looks different, but this one has a fireplace. Here's the bathroom off the main hall, so it would be like the guest bathroom, but it did have a shower. And here's the guest bedroom, or it would be Karen's office. And then this is the primary bedroom. And this one is nice because it has a large bathroom and a big walk-in closet. And I liked this one because in the bathroom you had a shower bench. And as you get older, that's something that's important. All the doorways are large in case you had a walker. And this is kind of where we would want to start, at something like this for our home. And then as we aged, we could either move into an apartment, or if one of us died, move into an apartment. And you can then have assisted living if you want it, where they provide meals. And then, like at the very end of your life, they have skilled nursing home. But this is kind of where we would start.
I got freedom underneath the blue full moon, built it down. I know it could be gone. I know it could be gone. Could be gone, 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 gone. I got freedom.
Here's an example of a duplex. And we wouldn't ever choose this one because it's off a main road. And this is how it works. You put in your application and you pay like $2,000 to be accepted for the application. And the waiting list for a house is like 7 to 10 years, and I'll be like, I'm 67, so I'll be closer to 80. Karen will be 80 when a house becomes available. And you have a buy-in fee, and then you pay monthly. But they have, once you do that, you have continuing care. You can go to assisted living, you can go to skilled nursing, or you can go to memory care. But you can't go to those two things unless you do the buy-in. And people say, oh, you're crazy to do that. But the buy-in for the houses we want is like half our house value, and then we bank the rest, and we have enough to pay them monthly. And it just is better. You don't have any maintenance you have to do. It's like renting. They take care of everything. They do the homeowner's insurance. You have to do renter's insurance, but they take care of the appliances. They do the gardening. You have a pool, all that stuff. So that's what we're going to do. But we're still going to meet with our financial person, make sure it's feasible for us to do, and then we're going to get the application in. Time for a car talk. Yesterday, Karen and I went to Panorama to look at, let me put you up here, to look at continuing care options. And this place, you like sell your home and then you give them a big pile of money and then pay monthly rent. You don't own anything, but they take care of everything. The yard, all the inside and outside, they include your utilities, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to pay anything but renter's insurance. And then as you need more care, they have those facilities right there available for you. But it's hard to think about that, like living there, because I don't feel like I'm ready yet. But it could be a 7 to 10 year waiting period. So these things are hard, and you try to envision yourself there, but you're not ready to be there. But I think Karen and I are going to sign up for it. Yesterday, I was all excited. I thought, yeah, this is great. And then I woke up this morning with doubt. But one thing I don't doubt is I don't want to be old in my home, not in very good shape, scrambling to move or try to find some place to move to under the gun when I don't have kids to help me. So we've made a lot of progress on our board. Now, we do have to trim our bushes, and the first thing we do is weeding for that, and we've really started working on that weeding out in the back, so I'm going to put weeding here, that it's started. And for starting, I just put like a half a mark through the box. So we've been busy, even though it doesn't look like it. This afternoon, I work from noon to 6:30. And you might say, well, why do you do that, Irene? Well, I make a little money, but also I get all my golf and my golf balls free. So that's kind of the status with what I've been doing this summer. I did have to rake bunkers on number 9 because people don't like to do it. Sometimes I wish you could see what I use for tripods. Today it is my lunchbox. But I wanted to talk to you about the last book I finished. It was The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. And I think I'm going to give it like, let me turn this more towards me. I think I'm going to give this book a 4. I found it hard to get into because it's every chapter or thing is like a letter. And some are emails, but mostly are letters. And I write letters a lot to my mom and to a friend. But I found it interesting that in this book, the main character felt fine to write letters to like authors. I would never think to do that. I have written letters to YouTube people, and one woman, Sophia, she even sent me Christmas cards when I would send her one. But I kind of quit doing that because I felt like, you know, those people who are on YouTube, what they want are clicks and likes and comments to help their subscribership, and they do interact that way, but do they really want letters from you? I don't know, and it felt kind of weird, so I kind of quit doing that. But this author, the woman in the book, felt no qualms about writing anyone. So what are some things I did like about the book? She had a relationship with a customer support guy that I thought was interesting because she was kind of racist at first, and then he called her out on that, and she was like, okay, my bad, I'll do better. She had a relationship with a young man that was kind of interesting, and she even got John Lucas to write that young man a letter. I thought that was kind of interesting. It has a component of grief in it and a component of am I a good mother or whatever. And I guess I should stop at this point and say if you haven't read this book, you might not want to listen anymore. But overall, I just got tired of the format, I think. But I did feel bad for the character because she had such a strange relationship with her daughter. And she had a good friend who shared some stuff that wasn't really her story to tell, that the daughter had told her, and then she tells the mother it. And it's like, you got to remember, sometimes people tell you something in confidence, but it's not your story to tell. You're just supposed to eat that. And that made me mad at that character. And then my sheep lady and her daughter, they have a Brock book club on YouTube. And they did this book last month or the month before. And they had a real interesting discussion. And one of the things was, what was a letter that wasn't in this book that you would have liked to have had? And I would have liked the daughter to have written the mother and explained why she was hurt so much by the mother. And I think that would have helped the mother, because the mother was good at taking correction, like when the customer support guy called her out on stuff. But overall, it was good. Once you get in it, it took me like a third of the way to get into it, and then it goes pretty fast, and I thought it was pretty good. So 4 out of 5. I'm glad I finished it. And now I'm reading Yesteryear with the Trad Wife. And I liked it a whole lot right at the beginning, and now it's taken me for a loop and I'm kind of not into it. And it's a very rainy day here today, and sometimes at my golf club job when it's rainy, it's not so busy, so I can read a little bit, and I'm hoping I can do that today.